thank you for giving us the opportunity to present our latest innovation in glaucoma. This is an investigational product. Allergan has a very strong glaucoma portfolio that continues to evolve. Bimatoprost sustained release is the first-in-class sustained release biodegradable implant for the treatment of open-angle glaucoma or ocular hypertension. It's designed to reduce intraocular pressure for at least 4 months. It's a combination of 1 drop of bimatoprost and biodegradable polymer that eventually converts to water and CO2. It's supplied preloaded in a single-use applicator with a 28-gauge needle. This is the video. It's an intracameral procedure through clear cornea, and the implant lands at 6 o'clock in the iridocorneal angle. It's a targeted drug delivery, so it works in the iris ciliary body and aqueous humor, but not the eyelids or periorbital fat. In our phase 1/2 clinical trial, we compared bimatoprost sustained release with a topical bimatoprost, and we found that the growth of eyelashes, the change in iris color also, were only observed in the topical arm. We announced the positive top-line results in 2018 and 19. We showed that bimatoprost sustained release is non-inferior compared to timolol, and it also has a sustained effect. Artemis, our phase 3 clinical trial, was a randomized trial that had 2 parallel groups. We tested the hypothesis that it's non-inferior compared to timolol BID, and it's effective through week 12. Bimatoprost sustained release was administered at baseline, week 16 and week 32. The control arm had timolol BID. The fellow eye used timolol and sham administration. The baseline characteristics were comparable between the 2 arms. The average IOP was around 24.5, and the corneal endothelial cell density was around 2460. We're proud to say that bimatoprost sustained release met the primary endpoint of non-inferiority compared to timolol BID in IOP reduction through week 12. From an average of 24.5, the IOP declined to around 16, and it remained stable through week 12. Apollo, our phase 1/2 clinical trial, had a single administration of 10 microgram. From week 2 through week 16, with 10 microgram, we were able to see up to 32% IOP reduction. In Artemis, our phase 3 clinical trial, after the use of the single administration of 10 microgram from week 2 to week 12, we were able to see similar IOP reduction of 32%. From an average of 24.5, we saw around 8 millimeters of mercury IOP reduction. More interestingly was the sustained effect. In Artemis study, after the 3rd administration, the survival probability of remaining treatment-free for 52 weeks was 80%. In Apollo study, after only 1 administration, the survival probability of remaining treatment-free was 36% at 52 weeks. Why? We know that PGA works on the extracellular matrix and improves the uveoscleral outflow. Bimatoprost sustained release was tested in dog model. We found that it increases the matrix metalloproteinase and reduces the tissue inhibitor metalloproteinase. That restructures the extracellular matrix, opens up new channels and pathways in the ciliary body and trabecular meshwork, and causes the reduction of intraocular pressure through both conventional and unconventional pathway. We also looked at the visual field progression. The mean deviation index remained stable through week 52 with bimatoprost SR, whereas in the timolol arm, we observed minus 0.8 decibel reduction in the mean deviation index, and the difference was significantly worse than the BIM-SR. The ocular adverse events within the first 2 days of administration were more prominent with the bimatoprost sustained release because of the administration process and the aseptic process that is very common in the ocular procedures. After 2 days, the adverse events were comparable. In Artemis study, after 3 administrations, the corneal endothelial cell density loss at 20 months was 5.4%. With a single administration in phase 1/2, we did not see any endothelial cell loss. Central corneal thickness and visual acuity remained stable through month 20. So in conclusion, bimatoprost sustained release is the first-in-class sustained release biodegradable implant for the treatment of open-angle glaucoma or ocular hypertension. It's designed to reduce IOP for at least 4 months and perhaps beyond. The value is the extended duration of effect. It reduces the treatment burden. It improves the adherence. It provides direct drug delivery to the target tissue, and it empowers physicians to take control of the intraocular pressure. At the end, we would like to thank over 1,000 patients and 300 investigators worldwide that made this great endeavor possible. Thank you.